Hey guys, it's National 2024. I'm in Cleveland and I've got my entire Zion case worth of cards loaded into my Market Movers collection. Let's go see what I'm after. All right, so my team has been working really hard around the clock for the last 2 weeks to get several things ready for the National. First, we changed the mobile app. You can now use Market Movers mobile app without even being logged in. No subscription required, and get 30 days of pricing and charts for all of our 3.6 million cards in our database. You don't need to sign up at all, and you can use sales history to look up comps for 30 days of data. No sign up required. On top of that, we are running a promotion for the National only. The code is National. You get a month free and 30% off any subscription. This is the best deal you are going to get on Market Movers by far, and I'm excited to show you some more features here that we've been working on. So firstly, we made it a lot easier to add cards to your collection. Now you come into add card in your collection, you get access to that 3.6 million cards. If it's one of these cards, all you have to do is literally hit next, hit add, and that card's in your collection. It takes 2 seconds. If it's a card that we don't have in our database yet, let's say I wanted to look up Patrick Ewing, 1991 Hoops, okay? And let's say it's not one of these cards. So I'm gonna come into recent sales. Let's say it's this one here, that's prototypes. Actually, I'll go back. Let's try this McDonald's one. I like the McDonald's card a little bit better. So I hit add. It fills in the information. Patrick Ewing, the player, the set, the sport, the variation, the grade, raw, the card number, and it throws McDonald's in there as the image description. It'll build the query for you for the card so that you can check the price on the fly at any time. So I can use the photo, use this price. Internet's a little spotty in here, so we're gonna wait for this to load. I hit next. Now I've got the picture captured, I've got the price. I can fill in my purchase details if I want to. You don't have to. You can put it into your own category, which I'm gonna touch on in a second. Store any notes about it, and then hit save. Now that card is in your collection. So I'm gonna come here and I'm actually gonna go back to all my categories just to show you this card that I just added. Let's find the Ewing, here it is. So I pop it open. You can check the price now of this card anytime you want. And it could be any manual card simply by hitting check price. And it will pull up all the comps for you. You can update it on the fly. And that's what I did with the cards in my Zion case that we didn't have in our featured database yet. Trust me, we're working on that. We have doubled our database in the last year since we were in Chicago last year, and we're gonna do even better this time next year. So I'm gonna actually delete that. I don't have that Ewing card from my collection. That's one big improvement that we have made. So now let me show you the other thing that I'm really excited about. As you know, you can search for any card in the database and you can search comps. But we updated this stats modal on the mobile app. You now get the chart right away. You can scroll over the chart and check the price as it changes. It's gonna tell you the last price. You can go to last 7, see what it was doing over the last 7 days compared to the last spot price in case there's any outliers. You can go all the way up to 365 days. Just quickly within this screen, you can do all of that. You can scroll down, you can see your collection stats for this card, all the comp information here. You got all the variations. You can scroll. Look at all these variations we have for this Paul Skeens out of Bowman Chrome. You can scroll and you get all the pricing information right at your fingertips. Same thing with the grade. PSA 10, 120, PSA 9, 34, all the way down for all the grades that have sales. It's so easy to view that information now. This is a huge improvement to the mobile app. I'm really excited about it. And the feedback so far at the National has been awesome on this. Now, don't get confused. You can go more than 365 days for cards that have it simply by going to the chart itself and expanding the date frame. This is all about ease of access, making it really quick. These are some really awesome improvements. And we also improved our image recognition on the mobile app for graded cards. So you gotta give that a try as well. All right, that's enough of the advertisement, but it's really important that I want you to know how useful this is at a show like the National. So here's what I did. I mentioned this, that I was gonna do this in my video last week. I've got a category set up called National 2024, and here's all the cards. And it's a hodgepodge. You know, I collect a lot of different stuff. Some of these you saw, I bought the CJ Stroud and the J-Rods a few weeks ago at Cards HQ. Same thing with the Derrick Henry. I actually bought the Jaron Duran orange. I've got to actually add it to this category now that I'm thinking about it. So these are some of the cards that I brought. A lot of different things. You know, not necessarily for everybody. Not everybody's after a Contenders Miles Boykin. But if I see somebody wearing a Notre Dame jersey or something, they might want that card. He played at Notre Dame. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around, check out the booths. I'm on the hunt for some good PC cards, and I like a lot of different stuff. I don't even have a strategy this time. I've said in the past, it's okay to go in eyes wide open, see what you find. So let's go get started. So perks of the show when people recognize you, I guess. I know we've talked before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, many times. Remind me your name.
Michael Ham.
Michael.
Yeah.
So Michael saw me walk up to the booth and he's like, "You looking for Tigers stuff?" Pulls out a few really nice cards here, including a Riley Green color match auto and this Tarek Skubal blue. Do you have an idea of what you're looking for on these?
I haven't comped them recently.
All right, let's pull it up. All right, so we're going to take a look at a few different cards here. He's pulled them out. He's got a Skubal Bowman first. This is the Mega Box blue refractor to 150. He's got a Riley Green Bowman first, orange refractor to 25 on card autos, and then he's got the Casey Mize red refractor to 5. So I probably wouldn't be interested in the Mize, maybe the green and the Skubal. I'm starting a decent little Skubal PC. There's rumors swirling of them threatening to potentially trade him, or more so that other teams like the Orioles and the Dodgers are interested in him, rightly so. I will be a very angry teapot if they trade Skubal at no cost, at any haul. I don't care. Do not trade him. So I will be very angry.
Cy Young, too.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look this up.
No, you got to keep Skubal and Mize. That's kind of your core.
I got to keep Reese Olson. We got to keep Mize. We got to bring up Jackson Jobe. So let's see here. Blue. I think this is it.
Yeah, I know it's the internet. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not loading the pictures, but this is it, I think. So it looks like the most recent was a month ago or so. It did 70. A few sales at 50, but that was at the beginning of the season. So
correct, because I mean, there wasn't a lot of data when I was looking it up to give me a really idea of anything recent with all his performance.
Yep, and I think I know who bought this one, to be honest, because I saw somebody post it on.
And that was a buy it now, I believe.
That was a buy it now.
Yeah.
So one thing I can do actually is I can jump out to eBay.
Yep.
And run this same search to see what's listed.
Yep. To see what's the lowest listed available buy it now type situation.
Right.
Yeah, I'm Michael Ham, fishing and sports cards on YouTube.
Nice. Okay, so it's about 80 lowest price sitting there. I mean, so probably, what do you think? Like 75 bucks is what it would.
Yeah.
That one's sitting there at 80.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you looking to trade, or you want cash?
Cash, mainly.
Okay. Yeah. And then let's look at the Riley. So this is actually not his first, but it is an on-card auto number to 25. That's awesome. Did you pull these yourself?
Yeah, I pulled that myself.
Okay, nice.
I have a blaster.
So this is, this is 2020. Let's see. Okay. Let's do 2020 Riley Green or
You picked up much other things?
This is my first time really hitting the floor. I poked around in some dollar boxes yesterday, but
yeah, when I went by you yesterday, you were busy. I was like, I'm not even.
I'm at the booth most of the time, which is fun. I kind of like that, honestly. Trade night will be fun, but let's see. This is the orange shimmer. That one sold for $125.
It'll be a Mojo or a Mega.
Yeah, the true orange. I'm assuming this is the true orange. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not seeing any of the. Oh, actually, that one's graded. That was in May. This was just authentic with an auto 10.
Yeah, so I didn't even grade the card.
At $75 in May.
I was originally assuming it's about a $150 card.
I think he's having a pretty solid season. This is a pretty good comp with the orange shimmer at 125.
Okay.
So, what do you think on both of them? What would you be willing to do? That's 200. We said out of it. If I bought them both cash.
Do 180?
I could do that.
Okay.
I'll do 180.
180.
We got a deal.
Cool.
All right. Awesome.
All right, awesome.
Hey, we're off to a good start. I didn't even have to walk far. All right, let me get my cash out of here. Got some very high-end stuff in here, very high-end. Got a Star Rubies, Kobe, Giannis RPAs. A little out of my budget, if I'm being honest, but who knows, maybe someday. Look at, we got the T-Mac Green PMG. You do not see that every day. That's unbelievable. I know a guy who would really be interested in that card. I'm gonna have to tell him about this one.
I've never seen it.
I'm looking for Detroit sports, Tigers, Pistons, Lions, good players. I've got a few Sekou Doumbouya's in my case that I'm looking to get rid of because he did not work out for us. But other stuff, 90s, Chiefs, anything really cool, Patrick Mahomes. And then, Grant Hill, 90s stuff, like I said, really cool inserts. That's what I'm after, so I'm on the hunt. And then, of course, any really compelling Stadium Club cards would be really nice as well, but you don't always see those. So let's take a look here. Indy Card Exchange, really good dealers. I know Andy, he's an awesome guy, one of the best in the hobby in my opinion. So let's see what they've got going here. There's a pretty cool Jahmyr Gibbs, Gold Wave, PSA 10. Now when it comes to my PC, I tend to go for PSA 9s or raw. You hear the adage, 9s are fine. I don't like to pay the premium for a 10. I've got a budget. I like to have a lot of cool cards, not just a few in a 10 condition. That subtle difference doesn't make a big difference in my mind for what I want for my PC. So I'm gonna come around this corner and see what's over here. So I actually have one of these 2017 Giannis Blake slates in my case right now, and I'm so glad to see that Indy Card Exchange has this price at $1,000, because that's a $1,000 card. That's historically what it's gone for, $900 to $1,100. There was a weird fluky sale recently that went for like $600. It's a terrible comp, and that can get really tricky when you're a show like this. Nobody wants to pay above comps. I don't blame them, but that's one of the cards, the few in my case, that I'm sticking to my guns on in terms of price. I'm not coming down to that $600 comp. It's ridiculous, and I don't blame them for having that price. So I feel a little vindicated with their sticker tag on that one. You guys know I like to stick in that, you know, $100 to $200 range for different cards. So sometimes baseball a little more affordable. Basketball tends to command a big premium. We got some of the key modern guys here, as well as some older stuff. We got Jeter, we got Griffey. The Trouts are an interesting play right now because he's obviously come down a lot. He was just doing his rehab stint, and then he exited the game and tweaked his knee again. Who knows what's going to happen with him? But I'm keeping kind of a close eye on those cards as they come down over time. I love the Legacy Collection, Maddox. That's one I've got to look up right now and kind of see what's that comping at typically, because I've been wanting to pick up a really nice Maddox, and I love Flair from the 90s, so I'm going to pull that one up right now. Let's see what we can find. So while we're waiting for this to load, don't mistake this for pumping, but one of the markets that I'm fairly bullish on over the next few years is 90s baseball, particularly for all-time greats not named Jeter, Griffey, and now to some extent Barry Bonds, who's been surging over the last year. He's starting to get more popular again, and people are sort of saying, I don't care about the steroids. The dude is probably the best of all time when it comes down to it. So I feel like if you look at cards, you could find a, you know, Legacy Collection for a basketball player no-namer from the 90s, and sometimes end up paying just as much money. So, all right, so I've got Flair Legacy Maddox 1998 pulled up here. Looks like 300 on the row 1, which those are nicer looking. Those tend to go for a little bit more, sometimes significantly more. We got 113 on an SGC 9 a few months ago, so 300, that's a little more than I'd want to pay on the row 3. I'm really after a row 1 more than the row 3. Kind of bummed I missed this one on eBay a few months ago, but nevertheless, still a really, really great card. All right, so we found Mealy Pops out of Florida, Gainesville, I believe, or down in that area. So Jeff knows Jamil pretty well. He's always got really nice stuff. I see the Kobe gold medallion here. Those are so nice, such a great photo. The OG gold cards, I actually just wrote an article for Basketball Card Fanatic magazine, bcfmag.com. Use code SCI. Awesome magazine. I write an article every month for that. We put charts and graphs in there about gold medallions from the 90s. So I have one of those raw in a one-touch at home. It's one of my favorite cards. All right, so no sooner than I said I don't typically care too much about PSA 10s. There's a card that's really catching my eye here. I got to look it up. Let's comp it. It's a Flair Showcase, Barry Sanders, row 1. Probably a little high on that. I'm going to look it up. Let's take a look. Let's see, 1998. So it looks like it's super low pop, which is why that card's going to be a higher price. So that card raw, you know, about $20. When you get some of those older cards from the 90s that gem, you can make a lot of money. That's one of the nice things if you find really pristine copies from back then in the value bins or that type of stuff. Keep an eye out for those. This is another one. I just had to stop and look it up and admire this card. It's a beautiful card of Barry. Not one that I would make a move on right now, but really cool nonetheless. All right, so my camera guy who's holding the camera has got some intrigue in this 52 mantle. It's an authentic copy, SGC authentic. And this is where the new improvement to market movers is super, super nice. So I'm gonna put in 1952 mantle, which by the way, you can't go wrong with a 1952 Topps Mantle no matter what. And I can click on any copy, right? So this is the SGC3, and then as soon as I hit the grade selector, I've got all the pricing information. So this is where having all the pricing information right at your fingertips is huge. So I'm looking at this, right? And I've got 5.2 million for the PSA 9, and we can kind of scroll all the way down to a PSA 1 at 28,000. And then I'm scrolling down here, SGC 1 at 24,000. So authentic, it's going to be tough. Typically, that one's pretty beat up. You know, you assume that those copies are going to be low. What did you say they were looking for on that? 14,000. So 14,000 on the authentic. I mean, you can see that it's seen better days. It's got character, as they say. It's lived a good life. Beautiful copy. That's about as affordable as you're going to get on a 52 Mantle. So not a bad price overall. It's just a question of whether or not you've got the funds to make it happen. So we'll have to see if that one comes home with our video guy here at the end of the show. I'm here at Omaha Sports Cards. He told me he saw me leaving the Tigers-Guardians game the other night, so it's serendipitous. You guys know I'm a big Stadium Club collector. That's one of my big PCs. I'm also a Braves guy since I moved to Atlanta. This is a really, really nice card. It's a 1/1. Freddie sliding into home. Looks like he's going to be safe, by the way, as he typically would be. And I looked this up in Market Movers. There's not any obviously comps to this card because it's a 1/1, but his Beam team did 162, and they're at 200. Got a little bit of wiggle room. You said maybe 180 on this one.
Yep,
I think we could do a deal. Base 1/1s typically outsell inserts. That's a nice price. I'm super excited to add this one to my PC. We got a deal.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. All right, well, I only had about an hour to go across the show floor. Tons of amazing cards, as always, at the National. It never disappoints. Not necessarily a ton of what I was looking for my PC, but I did not leave empty-handed. Of course, I got the Freddie 1/1 out of Stadium Club. Really happy about that one. Very cool card. And then I got the Riley Green and the Scooble, the pair of color match Tigers for my PC. Awesome cards. I wasn't able to move any of my own cards. Not a lot of opportunity to do that since I didn't find a ton of cards, but trade night is tonight. You know I'll still be hustling, and I really appreciate you watching. Go download Market Movers, use the app for free, or use code NATIONAL, 1 month completely free, and then 30% off any plan. Tons of awesome new upgrades now and coming in the near future. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy investing, keep on collecting, and make sure to have fun.